Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'll be playing some Elden Ring. This time I'll be trying to play in 8K and just to see if the RTX 4090 is capable of giving us a playable frame rate. So just going to quickly go through the in-game settings now. So playing at resolution 7680 by 4320. Advanced settings, as you can see, I've disabled anti-aliasing for obvious reasons. You really just do not need it at this type of resolution, and everything else is maxed out. I've disabled motion blur as just a personal choice. I think motion blur is more useful when you're getting 30 FPS. It helps with panning the camera and things like that, but when you're exceeding 30 FPS, it's not really necessary in my opinion. But anyway, Elden Ring, absolutely fantastic game. When it first came out, I was just playing it pretty much every day, and it would just take up my whole weekend. So I can't remember how many hours I put into this game, but it's definitely more than 80. So had a lot of fun with it. But looking at the RTX 4090 now, can't quite give you 60 frames per second, but it is doing a great effort because this game in general is pretty demanding. I know it's locked to 60 FPS. I've actually uncapped it with a patch. Not like I'll be exceeding 60, but it is possible. In the right circumstances, but you will need something like, let's say, an RTX maybe 3070 and above to break 60 FPS at 4K. So it's not a very light game to run. Let me just get torrent so I can get around a little bit quicker. But it does look absolutely gorgeous, and definitely a worthy contender of Game of the Year. There's actually a few knights that I can actually kill around here. I'll try and sneak up and do a back attack. I think it's me. Oh well. No more surprise attack. I chose this area as it's quite rich in vegetation. And I'm just gonna walk around the map. I'm going to try and stay out of caves and things like that, because you don't really learn too much in very enclosed areas. Certainly playable though, but you definitely still want a 60 FPS target if you can help it. I think there's one up here if I remember. There's like at campfire or something. Yeah, here it is. Let's see if I can get a back attack on him. Pop on him. Maybe I was a tiny bit out of range. That was my fault. So yeah, a lot to talk about actually. I'm going to use this time to just address a few things. Obviously I'm an owner of an RTX 4090, and being someone that reads up on tech and is heavily into it, I'm obviously aware of the issues with the melting power connectors. Now I am using one of those adapters that you get with the card, so it's got 4 PCIe Express connectors that allow your older power supplies to be compatible, and this should allow you to have access to up to 600 watt, and for the most part it does do that. The reason I'm not concerned, and first of all I just want to say my card is fine. The reason I haven't been worried about my card in particular melting is because it's not the first time I've used one of these types of cables. I had an RTX 3090 Ti, an Asus Tough OC edition to be exact, that had a same or similar dongle but with 3 PCI Express connectors, and these guys are going to try and ambush me now, so I'm just gonna pull back a little bit. I'm just gonna ride through with torrent and take these guys out. Well, that was the plan. Didn't quite work out for me. Okay, let's see what you guys have got. Man, these guys are not playing. You know what, I'm gonna summon one of my spirits to help me. let's take these guys out. When these guys swarm you, it's no joke. You gotta take it seriously. I'm out of magic, that's why I was wondering why I couldn't use. So if I can take these guys out from range. Take this guy out. Okay, there's only a few more people left to kill. I'm gonna take these guys out from range. Missed that one miserably. Nice shot. Okay. So what I was saying is my RTX 3090 Ti tough OC from ASUS basically had a 3-pin PCI Express adapter, and I had a 890 watt BIOS with that card, so it was able to draw over 600 watts if I let it, and that card was solid. It didn't melt in any way, it didn't cause me any issues. And of course my power supply is a Corsair AX 1200 watt gold, so it's not even quite new, it's quite old actually, but it's a solid power supply. And I had no issues with that, and I was running that for over 6 months with that dongle. So I'm not trying to dismiss that there isn't an issue, because there is, but it seems from what I've seen at least that there's a quality control issue. Not all cables seem to be made evenly, or equally should I say, and I think that's where the problem lies. Now NVIDIA need to tighten up on the quality control. Maybe one of their partners are trying to save a few pennies by using under-spec wires or something. They need to deal with that, and deal with that very quickly, because it's ruining their reputation. And you know, it's just causing a lot of people a lot of inconvenience, because having to RMA your card, it's not a nice thing. Like you're without your card, especially if you've got a system that doesn't have onboard graphics. Maybe you literally can't use your PC until you get your card returned, so it's a bit inconvenient for people that have to deal with that. So yeah, they really need to get that sorted. So it's fair to conclude you're not gonna get a 60 frames per second 8K experience with the RTX 4090, as powerful as it is. And of course I'm also using an Intel i9 13900K, which I've been able to get to 5.9 GHz on the P cores. Where is my shield? Okay, let's deal with this guy. I took him down, and the way I got it to 5.9 gigas is I've got quite an exotic cooling solution. You can check my specs in the description box. So basically I've got a massive external radiator, 2 EK-D5 pumps, and I think I've got EK Velocity 2 RGB block as well. And what I do is I've placed my external radiator near my window, so when I open my window I can drop my actual temps below ambient. Ambient temps for me usually around 20 to 21 degrees for my room, but when I open the window on like a 12-13 degree day, I can get temperatures down past 14 degrees, so it's a nice little way of dropping my temps really quick, and I'm able to sustain safely these really high core clock speeds for my CPU. It does take about 1.4 volts to get there, So an AIO is definitely not going to be up to it. You're going to need custom water cooling, 100%. And this guy is tough. Can't even block these attacks. You guys want to play? We can do that. Kill these guys. Deal with a guy with a trumpet. Okay, let's take out these two guys pulling the cart. You don't use a massive amount of VRAM even at 8K, so using around 10 gigabytes, which is perfectly reasonable. Brought that one down to his knees. Remember these guys being a lot stronger. Finish him off. Obviously I already claimed what's in the back of that. This little thing that it's been pulling, so I'm going to ignore that. One thing that impresses me most about the MSI Suprim X is just the cooling. A lot of people always ask me, am I using water cooling? What am I doing to cool my card? As you can see, using around 72% fan speed, which is basically silent, and my card is under 60 degrees, even though I'm pulling over 400 watts. It just goes to show you how good the cooling is on this card. Take out all of these guys. One turret, do your thing. Didn't quite go the way I wanted it to. Oh, that guy with the torch was solid. Damn it. Hold reinforcements. Let's get my stamina back. Come on then, let's see. See what you got. A little bit too close for comfort there. Starting to rain now, see if that has an effect on performance. Not really. So you're going to get around anywhere between 42 and 50 frames per second at 8K with an overclocked RTX 4090. As you can see, my one's at 3 GHz at the moment, which is what most cards will do, providing you got a half decent power limit. My card has a power limit of like 520 watts, but there are models that can go up to 600. And the great thing about the 4090, you barely will hit the power limit, as it's a lot more efficient than the 3090 and the 3090 Ti, but there are some cases where you will hit it, and that's when you'll drop below 3 GHz. Deal with these guys real quick. There's a few more down here. take out these guys, man. They're annoying as hell. Just gonna quickly summon my Mimic just to help keep some of those guys off my back. Okay, let's take out these guys with the long range attacks. They're annoying as hell. See if I can take this guy out from here. I'm gonna have to get closer. Got you now. One hit kill. That's what you want to see. My Mimic just dealing with the rest of these guys. So we can use some help, or not. Let's go. Bit unfair to double team you like that, but it had to be done. Go down to the water, fight some big crabs or something. See if the water has a massive effect on performance. I don't think it will though. Really enough of these crabs are massive, one will show up. Bam. My distance. I better keep my distance here before I get killed. I think I've beaten off a little bit more than I could chew. I'm a high level, but doesn't mean you can fight stupid. Almost bet my end there. Just about survived. Some stamina back. I really hate these dragonflies. I'll just ride away from them. So yeah, water had no effect on performance. In fact, we're getting around 50 frames per second now. So Dragonboat Ruins already killed a dragon, so that's not going to show up. At least it shouldn't do. Anyway guys, I think I'll leave it there. That was just a look at Elden Ring at 8K. RTX 4090 doing what it could. Definitely playable, but you know, you still want a nice, smooth 60 FPS experience, so Probably not the best way to play it, but it still looks great. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.